All right, here we go. Back into game two is starting. The names are backwards on the spectator client. This will get fixed afterwards, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize about that. Magicis will be the boys on the left-hand side. There'll be order. Resist will be chaos side. The boys in red. So right now, it looks like Kepri is going to be the first band out. Don't want to deal with that, as that was relatively annoying in that duo lane. It's really overall with that res. Didn't have too much of an impact saving people's lives, but overall with his root protection that he gives, just really was too much to handle.
Burkett's not a surprising second ban coming out of Resist Gaming. However, the Ao Kuang coming out of Magic Eyes is strange. Typically, you want to see, or you in the blue position, the first pick position, want to leave Ao Kuang open if you can play it. So this might be an issue where Caden and Sinosure are not comfortable on the God, as Resist Gaming will also ban out Isis.
Yeah, Isis is just, again, a staple god of Ninja Snipers. He's just a god that I've seen him play multiple times and have very good results on, typically as, hey, Geb, he didn't get banned, he got picked. Yay. Geb. He's not banned.
Geb getting picked up, that's awesome. We get to see the Rock, or in this case, the thing that is legally distinct from a Transformer.
And I get to say, hey, Geb got picked versus him getting banned, so it's cool. And Ninja Sniper looking to maybe hover over that ADC role. Freya, I doubt we'll see the Freya in the jungle role realistically. Don't see it too often in like the competitive tournament aspects. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets played in the jungle at some point in time. She doesn't have like that real gank potential that you'd expect. She has the whoop, and for some odd reason, if that just ends up going bizarre, it just doesn't really connect very well. There's not a lot of synergy with that move, as Nuwa will get locked in again, and that's going to end up going to Ninja, I'm going to imagine. And Freya will be locked in probably for that ADC role.
Over there on Resist Gaming, Geb got picked up first by Magic Eyes, so they responded with a 1-2 Warrior Wombo combo. Bellona and Sun Wukong getting picked up. That's your jungle and solo, one way or another. Or if they're feeling particularly fresh, that could be the world's most interesting duo lane.
Oh, I want them to go Guan Yu, Hercules, just go all warriors. Resist Gaming has a game to lose. They can throw a game. Like, I want them to go all warriors, one magical god, and just be like, let's do. There it is. There's the one magical god. No more magical the rest of the game. Giannis is perfect. Get all your warriors over the one side.
To Nidus Canal your warriors into the front line.
Let's just go in there. Just Nidus Canal into the back line, front line. There's no such thing as a line if they did pick all warriors. It'd be really hilarious, as there'd just be havoc all over the battlefield. That would be an interesting team composition, all warriors. But at the end of the day, Freya would shred some protections. So if she did get to the late game, that would be a little bit of an issue. At the end of the day, they decided to go ahead and do another ban out here, and so we got 3 bans total now on the side of Magic Eyes. I got to remember that the names are backwards. They have Athena, Ao Kuang, and Kepri banned out, and it looks like Resist is banning out the Hoombots, Isis, and Circuit in conjunction. All 3 bans completed. Second picking phase is going to start, looking for maybe a support. I don't know. Again, Sun Wukong could pick it up, but it looks like the ADC on her.
On her, sporting that amazing Starslayer skin, one of the better skins in the game. I think that they banned out that Hunbaz because they didn't want the disruption that Sinosure can bring. Instead, they're hovering on Kali, Thor. What are we going to see?
Two completely different gods. Yeah, 2 completely different, sets of what you think is going to happen. Thor going to be that more setup-oriented god late game, where it's Kali's the I don't want to fight early, but I'll destroy you late game with anything I do. Guan Yu being looked at in the solo lane. Guan Yu is really powerful in the solo lane right now with Bluestone Pendant. Talu Assault does a ton of damage, and with his with his buffs to his passive and how his conviction works and everything, has become a real staple in some of my casual games that I've seen, even some of the ranked play that I get to watch.
I do like seeing the Guan Yu come out for the solo lane. He's either going against a Sun Wukong or a Bellona, and I think that it's a safe pick for either one of those. Sinosure, I think, was trying to convince his team to let him play Kali, but they ultimately persuaded him to go with the Thor. I think that was the right move.
I think that Resist Gaming didn't get the message that they need to pick all warriors. I mean, I'm just like...
They're looking at physical here.
They are looking at physicals. So it might actually be a Sun Wukong support, Bellona solo, Ratatasker jungle.
We see Skeleton gets the Ratatasker.
Yeah, so that's going to be the call. It looks like it is going to be Ballantyne. As we see the God trading going on, Ballantyne will run Sun Wukong support into the duo lane with Fearno. Again, that's a duo lane that just doesn't lose. What are you supposed to do when you get pillared into Tiger Stun? Like, you're going to get Tiger Stun, Pillar's going to fall behind you, you're going to get impaled into it, you're going to get destroyed into this duo lane. So, like, Graze's Gaming just picking some really good combinations of gods to use together well. But again, the Freya should be able to hold her own pretty well if she can get the late game. Guan Yu's going to be doing some things in solo versus the Bellona. He should be fine. And overall, the Nuwa pick again is kind of that, like, let's see where it goes as long as she gets her protections that she needs. But right now, we've got about 160 some odd seconds left until the game starts. This is game 2 of the finals. Best of 3, Razes Gaming took game 1. If they win this one, they'll take home 4,000 gems for the team. So stick with us while we get to the next match.
You draw me in, and I can't slow down. No, can you feel it too? There ain't no stopping now. Feet off the ground, head to the sky. Yeah, wind by my side. You in my vision, directly we collide. You pull me in, I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time will be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. Then we collide. I'm here, I'm your statue. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time will be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. Then we collide.
Okay, here we go. Game 2 of the best of 3 finals. Friday night smite. It doesn't get any better than this when it comes down to the final couple of games, ladies and gentlemen. We got two really good teams. Magicis versus Resist. We've already introduced the rosters. No need to do it again. You know the teams. You know the players. You know the action that's about to ensue if you watch the last game, as the wards get placed out pretty much in the same exact spots that they did on the other side as Resist Gaming. This time is on the Chaos side of things. So they'll be on the red side of the top side. You Epic, you do that so much better than me. Say it.
Right
Say
side
it.
of the UI, top
That's
side of
it.
the minimap.
That's it.
Yes,
that thing.
That is Resist Gaming. They won game 1. They're going into game 2 looking to shut out this set. And we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup on paper, though. I mean, either way, like, these games are always close. Even when you look at the last game, the F6 that ended up happening, the game was close for the first few minutes. It's we've seen that pretty much throughout the tournament. It seems like whoever's grouping up first and earlier is the one that's typically getting the picks and is able to get that advantage. Doing some decent work right there. So right now, red buff getting started. Normal starts coming out from both sides. Actually, the boys in red, Resist doing the back left harpies first. So, and this is going to be a Bologna support. I thought Valentine had gone over to the Sun Wukong, but instead retraded back to Marauder, so he'll be learning the Sun Wukong of the solo lane, which he did so good the last time. So, Guan Yu versus Sun Wukong, they probably thought it was a little bit of a better matchup. Again, both pretty flex picks right there. Nothing surprising coming out.
Viewers paying close attention might have seen Magicis pinging the mid camps and the blue camp on their side of the map at the beginning. They were wary of Resist trying to play a cheeky play and going into an invade start.
Yeah, definitely.
The right-hand harpies are cleaned up by Magicis. The lefts are taken by Resist.
Oh, Sino Shore is so close to dying, and he went Red Pot Thor, I believe. If he went down, that was going to be some issues. Oh, minute and 16 seconds into the game, that would have been huge, but he'll able to take the back end. But Ninja Sniper is the one that will end up going down, as Ratatasker stayed with the low health, and Pomp was able to help him secure the kill into the mid lane. So first blood going to the way of Giannis.
That was Skeleton trusting the power of Pomponus to go ahead and secure the kill. He hung around, baiting Ninja into staying a little bit longer than perhaps was advised, and ended up paying the price.
You know, now that I realize why, I first I was like, oh, it's going to be Bologna in the solo lane and Sun Wukong support, because that's what we typically see. And then I just realized it's Bologna versus Freya. Freya is all auto attacks. Her 1 and 2 are nothing but auto attack buffs for her. All you have to do is just disarm it, help clear the way with Bludgeon like you see right here, and then if Freya attempts to use Pulse, you disarm it, and you lessen all her damage to clear the wave. It's actually a really smart move that I didn't realize until right now, and I'm just watching it. There it is. There's a Scourge. Couple seconds, can't do anything about it, lose a couple minions to gold to the tower, and then pretty much BennyQ can't really do anything as a dunk comes down on Thor. He's not playing around. Sinosure is going to get a dash and a teleport in. Are they going to be able to get Fearno though?
BennyQ is staying a little bit too far back. If he had aggressed when Sinosure had come down, I think that we'd be singing a different tune right now. As Through Space and Time comes in, Pomponius is here, as is Skeleton, and we have 4 members of Resist Gaming over here in the left-hand lane. Magicis very wisely decides to retreat to tower and hang out.
Yeah, nothing was really going to come out of that, but they're still staying here, hanging out maybe on the end of things. We'll see what happens. BennyQ still level 4. The Freya not up there just yet. Neither is anybody else in the duo lane. The only person that's level 5 right now are going to be the solo laners and the mid laners. Nair's level 5 for the duo lane of the boys in red. So we'll see if they are able to make anything happen. Again, there's that Scourge just disarming that Freya so you can't auto attack and just lose a little bit of gold to that tower.
Pomponius, it should be noted, was level 6 before Fearno hit 5. He's that far ahead because of that first blood and able to just out-farm, even with that Through Space and Time rotation that ultimately didn't result in anything.
Yeah, it looks like Marauder doing a really good job. Shoved the whole wave in the tower, so Kanan will lose a couple creeps to the tower for gold, and that's going to be a couple big... Oh, I think he ended up losing that other one as well, only getting 2 creeps worth of gold in that engagement. I sound like DM Brandon, but at the end of the day, that gold is important in the solo lane because it all adds up. You see that it's already turned into a 400 gold advantage in the favor of the Sun Wukong, and that's, pretty big.
Right, you are. 400 gold at 4 minutes is a huge amount of gold loss. Both of them do have boots 2. Both of them do have teleport 1. So the real difference, you'll notice, is actually in, well, honestly, the 450 pot that Marauders started with, and I don't think Caden did.
Yeah, that might have been the difference in able to push the wave up a little bit. Fiction not going through space and times, going all the way to the left-hand side. They want to try to either sneak in. I thought they might have been trying to sneak in the Gold Fury, but at the end of the day, it looks like they just got out of a situation there on the right-hand side as they did just take the yellow buff. And so they did steal speed, and they just wanted to get out of there.
I think that Valentine probably put his ear to that wall and heard the members of Magicis taking the red
Caden
buff
made a mistake.
And decided not to do it.
Caden made a mistake. Caden thought that it was okay to go to that blue buff. He was like, it's okay if I go to this blue buff, right? And it was not okay to go to that blue buff. And now Sino Shore has made the same decision in thinking that it was okay to ult over this way. Eagles Rally will come out. Valentine's going to try to force out any other abilities. But it looks like Thor will maybe get away scot-free as, Ratatasker not able to connect on the damage, was into the tower, so safely goes away to Thor. He'll clean up a wave. Pool Shark hanging out over here, and he's just like, hey, am I late to the party?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Well, 2-0 read the kills here at 5.5 minutes in. Resist Gaming already has a 1,500 gold lead. It's not a huge amount. It's not something that means that the game is over, but it is certainly a strong beginning for this team.
Yeah, you don't want to sit there and get behind early. I mean, you want to try to keep it as even as possible. Losing 2 kills is kind of where they've lost, obviously, the gold and the experience. It's not that big of a deal, but it's stabilizing. And that's the biggest thing that I think that a lot of teams end up having issues with is just stabilizing that initial shock of like, oh man, we just got hit hard. Okay, you gave up first blood. It happens. But you are a team that is in the Challengers Cup. You're a good quality unit. I've seen you guys play before. I've seen all these teams play before, and I know what they're capable of. They've all come back from big deficits, and they've all thrown the games as well. So, everyone has that game where you're up 4,000 or 5,000 gold, and then you end up tossing it, and you just hate yourself. But we've all had that game, and these guys have all done it as well, so you never know what's happening. As Fearno is just really just kind of lasting the wave. He's going to jump in, trying to make a move. Pillar is going to be good into Desert Fury. Fearno with a beautiful execution of what On Her could do, but Eagles Rally going to counter in. There goes the Gep Cataclysm. Knockup's going to be good. Valentine's in trouble. Scourge not going to do too much as the Gep Shield is going to disengage any sort of counter initiation. Ninja Sniper's here. He's going to ult just to get out of any sort of danger as the portal came down, but now Ninja's in the tower as well. Double tap will miss. Now this is a 3v3 or 3v is a 3v3 scenario with On Her backing, and he's going to end up going to get his purple buff, so he's taking a nice little lead for himself with that first kill.
I did like the aggression coming in. Exactly what you had called coming out of the On Her Bologna combo happened. We had the Bologna coming in, putting a slow onto Fearno, and then the pillar came up, the impale into the pillar, and that was all she wrote.
That was a beautiful execution. The pillar impale combination is something that we see from all On Her players. They have to have it in their repertoire of a combination of abilities to use. If they don't have it, you can't play On Her. That's just the bottom line. You got to realize you got to be able to pillar impale, and that was a really good execute right there by Fearno just to show it off, and then Desert Fury to finish it up. Ultimate was available for BenQ, but just didn't matter. The damage was just too bursty. As on the right-hand side, we see Caden is in trouble, quarter HP. Master's Will going to connect, 30% slow, going to get him out of there. Marauder is about half HP, but he does have ultimate available, so he might choose to stick around a little bit longer. He's got his passive up. You see that yellow glow around him. That's what that Sun Wukong does. It just means he's stronger and can crit you. So sometimes fighting into the Sun Wukong is not what you want to do. I've been playing my fair share of SWK lately, and I think a lot of players forget about that crit percentage.
You're absolutely right. I certainly do. It's one of those passives that always evades me. One of the things that happened during that fight over on the right-hand side was Ratatasker was waiting just behind the jungle island there in front of the purple buff, and actually comes in and steals purple out from under BenQ. That's important because BenQ, you'll notice, is not building into Haste of Fatalis yet.
No, but on the right-hand
but no Fatalis.
Yeah, I got to interrupt you on the right-hand side. Valentine was just fighting so many. He was like, I'm just going to fight all three of you. I don't care. Eagles Rally ended up getting forced out. Pool Shark ended up taking the bait, and now he might be the one to fall. Geb Shield goes down. Pomponius with a great unstable vortex. Skeledon's going to be able to get Ninja Sniper down. 0-6 lead the kills on the side of Resist Gaming right now. It's just not looking good. And here goes Fearno. He's got the tower. He almost got the Pillar Impale combination on Benny Q. He did have minions tanking it, so he was able to get in there freely. It would have been death. He does not have Desert Fury. It looks like it was just recently used. Ratatasker's in there. Can he blink over in time? Yeah. Oh, not going to be able to blink over in time. Blink was available, but choosing not to go ahead and go into the tower. But he will blink onto the Thor and go ahead and goes all the acorns of damage.
Benny Q was very wise to back off there. He listened to his team, heard the pings come out. Geb is looking to aggress on this Gold Fury. Is he going to be able to do enough? They get the vision from the new ultimate. And Resist wisely decides to release the Gold Fury.
Oh, they released it right there, but Fearno's in trouble on the back end. He impales away the Thor. He was able to get Cyclone. Oh, he's going to spin to win. I wanted to call him Cyclone Spin because his name said Psy in it, but that's definitely not Cyclone Spin on a Thor. As Marauder, again with another 1v1 kill over here on Caden, just not having any luck as a Squan Yu. 0-3. Has been getting ganked a little bit too much, about 900 gold behind. Nearly 1,000 actually now at this point is the solo lane comparison, and we'll take a look at the graphs, and it's not looking pretty as the surrender vote is apparently getting started. We have a 7,000 experience lead and a 3,500 gold lead, and right now, I mean, it can only get worse.
So you're down 7 kills. Your team can't seem to get the synergy together, and you're down the 7,000 experience, 3,500 gold. Would you have 6?
I mean, it's really, yeah. Yeah.
Moot point.
Moot point as it doesn't matter as it's done. And they ended up deciding to go ahead and F6 it right there. Really nothing, just, I don't know, Resist really played a well-played tournament this whole game. Every game I've seen so far from them today was really well played. They did everything right. They had the vision control. They were fighting as a group first. They were rotating properly. Everything that you want a Smite team to do, they were doing properly, and it shows why they're going to be one of the contenders when it comes to Challengers Cup this season. Always a top contending team right there is Resist Gaming. But that is going to be the finals right there, ladies and gentlemen, and that was it. That's going to be a really close game. At the end of the day, they did end up taking it. Is Resist Gaming. They will win the Friday Night Smite tournament. And they'll take 4,000 gems home.
Just a good effort all around. I liked watching both of these teams. Magicis did have some really solid plays, but you can't underestimate Marauder over there in the solo lane. Very impressive.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. So, real quick, we're going to wrap it up. Epic, any shout-outs? Where can they find you at? What's your Twitter? What do you do? Stream? What you got, man?
I do stream on Twitch at Epipsychidian. I'll type that out in the chat. I am on Twitter at epip_on_Twitch because I like having extraneous characters. You can find me on there. Please follow me, and I will see you guys next time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was great having you along this week. Glad you could show up, as I would have been. You were able to snake through and save the day for us. And as always, my name is Freight Train X. I am the guy, the caster guy for Detonate. I'm the dude that messes up whether Geb gets banned or not. You guys love me, you know it. Follow me at Freight Train X. I also do stream occasionally at Freight Train 311 on my Twitch account as well. That's going to do it for this episode of Friday Night Smite, ladies and gentlemen. We love you here. You guys are family. Stay tuned for any giveaways that we do. I will type all that in chat right now, actually. And make sure to enter the giveaway that we got going on for Detonate. You get a nice little mouse by Logitech. Follow that. And also our social medias that we got available. So, until next time, next week, ladies and gentlemen, Friday Night Smite concludes with Resist Gaming beating Magicis in the best of 3 finals. Until next week.